Hello, everybody. How are we doing tonight? This video is pretty random. I wanted to show you some things that I have that are some of my favorite things, some things I really enjoy, really like. Be it, video games, books, records, anything like that, really. Just anything that I have been really enjoying. Not even really enjoying it, I just love. They're just things that I love, basically. So we're gonna get right into this video. And I want to start off, honestly. I'll start off with these. You've probably seen them before. I've had them in another video, but they are a deck of cards that are designed. The case is a PS1. Super cool, super cool. The cards here, they have PlayStation on the back, and then they have, X, square, and a triangle and circle, if you could believe it. These have ever been shuffled. I don't think I've ever actually used them, but yeah, these are awesome. I love these. I got them from a game on Christmas Eve with my family one time. I think it was like a year ago. Me and my sister tried doing, we seen them on TikTok a couple years ago. We tried doing these Christmas games that we see in this year. This year, for instance, we made a Jeopardy board of Christmas questions, movies, and then we had a miscellaneous thing that was mainly just like old family stuff. But it was really fun. I loved it, and we always try something new every year. And I think last year I got these. This year I got some like Bath and Body stuff, a PlayStation card, a Jersey Mike's card, a good bit of things. We try to go all out. What I really wanted to get, we played almost like a white elephant, if you know what that is. And I really wanted to get this like little disposable camera. It was like this big. And I bought it and put it in the thing, but I was like really hoping to get it. But I did not. I think I actually don't know who got it, to be honest. Well, whatever. I hope they're enjoying it how I would have enjoyed it, but yeah, I got those last year for Christmas, and since we're on the theme of Christmas, even though it is over, this Christmas, my sister got me this. It's flipped, but it is a Silent Hill 2 sign, and if you are new here to this channel, we love anything horror themed, we like scary movies, scary games, Silent Hill and Resident Evil. Great, and look at that. Look at that. It's awesome. I love it, and it says "This town called you." So, this is a really, really cool gift. So the cards was Christmas Eve, and those were just little things me and my sister buy, and anyone can win them. Anyone in the family. I have a decent bit of brothers and sisters, so. And then this was on Christmas Day when we actually opened presents, and my sister knows me. She knows I like some scary stuff. I love Silent Hill. And again, we're gonna go back. You're gonna be like, wow, you just get everything, all of your favorite stuff for Christmas, but it's not true. I'm just showing these because they're all free. But I have the best sisters. They got me the limited edition 30th anniversary PS5 controller that is designed like a PS1 in terms of, like colorway. This is awesome. I didn't want to take it out of the box. I'm not gonna lie, and I even told her I knew that she wouldn't be able to get these, like retail price as soon as they drop. So I knew she was gonna have to get it off of something like eBay or something like that. And I did the stupid thing of looking up how much it was on eBay, and then it made me sick. So I bought her some extra gifts because I was like, oh my gosh, like no, I feel so bad. So I got her extra gifts because of it, because I know it's not about Christmas isn't about like the gifts, but I love gift giving. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's almost like a proud parent on Christmas Day when you tell your kid, I'm sorry I couldn't get this for you, like, I didn't have the money this year. And then your last present you open up and it's that thing that you wanted, and your mom's sitting there just like, or your dad, and they're just like, yeah, I did that. I just like that feeling, that joy when they get that gift. It is like, I don't know, it's priceless to me. I love it. But yeah, this is the coolest controller ever. If it ever gets stick drift, I'm gonna cry. I'll have to send it in somewhere to get it fixed by somebody. Awesome controller. I was actually gonna buy these. There's a person that does custom ones of these, but this is the official Sony one. And I was gonna buy one year, and then I seen Sony was actually dropping these, and it says on the back, you're definitely not gonna be able to see it, but right there, if you can see it very faintly, it says 30th anniversary edition, or PlayStation 30th anniversary. I actually love controller sounds. I don't know why I don't do it as often. When I do my gaming videos, I should probably start just actually playing and like holding the controller up, like. But I don't know. I probably don't do controller sounds because I don't do gaming videos too much. They don't really get too they're not too popular, so I feel like a lot of people would prefer just seeing other things than the gaming videos. But yeah, that's just my personal thing from just seeing. I was like, okay, not many people want to see this compared to this, so maybe I should do this more. I don't know. But next we're gonna go into a book, and I've shown this book before in the past. It's my favorite book that I've ever read. It is Kokoro by Natsume Soseki, who is a very, very famous Japanese author from the early 20th century. I let my sister borrow this book, and I was like, please, like, she loved it. I was like, thank goodness. I only recommend peak fiction. I recommend, this is off topic, but I recommend Steins Gate to everybody, and nobody has watched it yet that I know, and I'm like, I need to talk about it with somebody, please. That's the same with Cowboy Bebop. None of my friends have watched Cowboy Bebop. I'm like, I need to talk about it. They don't understand that last speech that Spike gave Faye, and they need to understand it. But back to this. I'm just ranting like crazy. Kokoro. Kokoro is a phenomenal book. The subject of Kokoro, which can be translated as the heart of things or as feeling, is a delicate matter of the contrast between the meanings of various parties of a relationship attached to it. In the course of this exploration, Soseki brilliantly describes different levels of friendship, family relationships, and the devices by which men attempt to escape from their fundamental loneliness. The novel sustains throughout its length something approaching poetry, and it is rich in understanding and insight. So, I mean, anyone can read this, obviously. I enjoyed it. I know anyone can enjoy this. But if you're a fella out there and you just may connect to this, I don't know, on a deeper level, I guess. I mean, it even says on the back, the devices by which men attempt to escape from their fundamental loneliness. So, I would definitely give this book a try. It is very timeless, especially for its time. Soski was born in 1867, and he died in 1916. So, I mean, the fact that this still holds up today, over 100 years later, is saying something. But, yes, please give this a read, man, I'm telling you. Now, I don't just read, stuff like this. I mean, everything I'm going to show you today is... I might not show all the books I was going to show, but a lot of them have darker themes, but I do like other stuff. I like thrillers, obviously. Sometimes I'll read me a Goosebumps book, I read manga, stuff like that. I don't have many physical copies of manga. I have Uzumaki, Tokyo Ghoul, Goodbye Eri, by the person that made Chainsaw Man and Look Back, which also was a great movie. I have something. I have Vagabond. Not all of Vagabond, but some of it. But alright, we're done with that book. I'll probably bring up a book again, but it's not going to be yet. Next, what I want to show is one of, if not my favorite album of all time. And you've seen this before on the channel. It is Blonde, okay? Besides the fact that this came out at a very great time in my life, it genuinely is a timeless classic. I know it's I guess it's like cliche or something to say Blonde's one of the best, but it genuinely, in my opinion, music is a very subjective thing that people take too serious sometimes. It just strikes a different chord in me, and I listen to everything. I mean, I have stuff from way back when. I mean, every era of music I have, and I listen to a lot of it. And now I know, like I said, there's different opinions. There's people that, maybe you just listen to country. This isn't country. You're not gonna like that. You might like a Keith Whitley or something like that. But yeah, this is a no-skip album for me. It came out at a great time in my life. When it first came out, Ivy, Nights, and Self-Control were my favorite, and then as time moved on, I would almost get a new favorite every year. Then I started listening to Nikes, and I was like, wow, I'm starting to like this one, and I started to playing that one a lot more, and then I'd play Pink and White, and I was like, oh man, this is great. And then Skyline 2 became my favorite for a while. Mainly that instrumental in between, in the middle of the song. It just sounds like what I imagine when the flowers bloom and spring comes anew. That's what it sounds like. And then White Ferrari. Absolutely beautiful song. Godspeed, Solo, Siegfried, what's the last? Future Free. I mean, it's fantastic. I don't want to take this out because it's kind of hard to get back in, but this has two records inside of it, and they're white. Maybe I could pull one out just a little bit. I know they're in sleeves, so yeah, I can't pull it out, but it's an all white vinyl record, which favorite. It's not an album, it's an EP, but Jar of Flies. I really want to get it on vinyl. I will eventually get it on vinyl. Excuse me. I don't have too many vinyl records. I'm just going to show you two of my favorite. I have like Al Green, Sam Cooke, Hall & Oates, Mobb Deep, 112, John Lennon. I know I'm missing someone. I think the Dippers, maybe. So a lot of older stuff. Bada boom, bada bang. That's what I'm talking about. Pearl Jam, baby. Pearl Jam. Now, this doesn't necessarily have what is one of my favorite songs by Pearl Jam. It doesn't have all of my favorite songs. Okay. So on this, my favorite song is Once. That's one of my favorite songs of all time. But I gotta see like top three. I don't even know if I could say top three, but Once, Daughter, and Last Kiss. Probably my favorite songs. But this one, I'm sorry. This on side one has Once, Even Flow, which is another great one. That one's really popular. Alive, Why Go, Black, which is their most popular song. It's an amazing song. Jeremy, which is another amazing song. Everything is amazing on this. Like, come on up. And then side two has Oceans, Porch, Garden, Deep, and Release. So, yeah, I love grunge music. I love grunge music. Love all music. I always go in so deep about it, but like, the different ways that people express themselves, and it's so different sounding. It's just like, it's insane, and it's art. So like, you go back to like Blonde, and the way Frank will tell a story, and then you'll listen to Alice in Chains and like Nutshell or something. You hear that and you're like, the pain in this song is just, it's insane, and it's told, and it sounds and is told in such a different way as, Johnny Cash, or, like I said before, Sam Cooke, or Marvin Gaye. You're like, these are all told in such different viewpoints, and just sound so different, but like, they're getting such a beautiful message across, and it's just art, basically. Alright, it is art. I love all forms of art. Expressing yourself, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. But enough with this whole rant. Stone Cold. Stone Cold. Favorite hat. One of my favorite hats. This is, I got this like a year ago. I forget where I got it. But as soon as I seen it, I was like, hell yeah. Stone Cold was before my time, but I watched my fair share of reruns back in the day. Okay, so, my time was like the end of Eddie Guerrero, like, the end of his career, his life, R.I.P., into like the phase of, John Cena coming into his Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect, and Jeff Hardy becoming bigger than our president in 2008. So like 2006 to 2010, I want to say, was when I really, like, that was the time that I watched it when I was a kid. But I would always watch reruns and stuff of like DX in the 90s, and Stone Cold and The Rock and Their Beef and all that stuff. And come on, the Texas Rattlesnake, come on now, come on. There's just something about the merch in the 90s. I seen a Mick Foley shirt the other day, and I was like, that is really cool. I would love to have that. But yep. Stone Cold. I know camo has gotten really popular the past couple of years. See, I'm not too much of a country like person, you know. Like I don't do what a country. You know, I'm just not a country person. I don't hunt. I don't drink beers. I don't fish. I don't do any of that. A couple years ago, I probably wouldn't have worn this hat because I would have been like, this isn't, you know, but I don't know. It's, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But yeah, so camo has gotten really popular the past couple years. This is just a really sick hat, and yeah, it's awesome. And if we're talking hats, again, you've seen probably both of these if you've watched my hat video in the past, but this is a Junji Ito Hypeland hat. It says, sometimes my dreams turn into nightmares. It has like pink and like almost like a bluish green. So I love this hat, and it's one of those hats that if someone sees it and they've like, you know, they enjoy this, it doesn't blatantly put in your face like, hey, this is Junji Ito. But if someone could see that, be like, wait a minute, I see that. It's cool. It's really cool. But that is that. To the records. Next, we'll do one of my top 3 favorite games of all time. Bada bing, bada boom. Zelda Twilight Princess. This one's on the Wii because it was cheaper on eBay. I played it on the GameCube growing up. I know it was made for the Wii, I'm pretty sure, but I played it on GameCube. But so the Wii's a little, the motion controls I'm not used to because that's not what I did as a kid. But I have 2 copies of these actually. I don't know why, but this is the only Zelda game that is rated differently. But I can't see. I don't know the rating. Oh, it's rated T for teens. I'm pretty sure this is the only Zelda that was rated a higher rating than that. But like Midna, the music in this, I mean, was phenomenal. Every Zelda absolutely hits the mark with music. But like Midna's Lament, that's actually my ringtone. Midna's Lament is my ringtone. But oh man, Zelda has one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard. Period. Same with there's a game called Gris. You may have heard of it. I may have talked about it before. It's a 2D. There's no voice acting in the game. It basically tells a story off its visuals and its music. And they just released another game recently called Neva. They both. There's a game called Gris and a game called Neva, and they're both stories that are told through their art, and there's no real voice acting. Neva has a little bit, but Gris doesn't. Gris is like, has singing here and there, but it's mostly like ethereal, like it's not like words. But one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard, even if you don't play the game. Please search up the soundtrack for that and listen to the music. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Sorry. Liza P is another one that has an absolutely amazing soundtrack. And then Zelda's obviously, like, they're known the goats of soundtrack. Last thing I'm going to show you is a book. I had 4 books, but I'm only going to show you 2. Whisper Down the Lane. This is a little psychological horror suspense devilishly good. You'll keep turning the pages even as her hands shake. So like I said, I don't just read the dark, like, 20th century depressing stuff. I read psychological horror books. Richard doesn't have a past. For him, there is only the present, a new marriage, a first chance at fatherhood, and a quiet life as an art teacher in Virginia. Then the body of a ritualistically murdered rabbit appears on his school's playground, along with a birthday card for him. But Richard hasn't celebrated his birthday since he was known as Sean. In the 1980s, Sean was 5 years old when his mother unwittingly led him to tell a lie about his teacher. When school administrators, cops, and therapists questioned him, he told another and another and another. Each was more outlandish than the last and fueled a moral panic that engulfed the nation and destroyed the lives of everyone around him. Now, 30 years later, someone is here to tell Richard that they know what Sean did. But who would even know that these two are one and the same? Whispered Down the Lane is a tense and compulsively readable exploration of a painted primed by a paranoia to believe the unbelievable. Read this book. It's so good. I didn't know which book to pick. I was like, there's this one. I have one called Chasing the Boogeyman, which is equally as good. I don't really know. I'd have to reread it to really figure out which one I like better. Let's see, what else do I have? Hunted by, I think, Darcy, by like Coates. I think their name is. Hunted, and then there's like Dead of Winter or something like that by the same author, Darcy. And then I have one called The Rift, which I didn't actually care for that much. It was like R-rated, it wasn't anything too crazy. Well, some dust or something coming out of this. But I really recommend this book and Kokoro. I guess I can show, but I'm not going to talk about them, but some honorable mentions for the books, and then we'll call it a night. The first one I was going to show was No Longer Human, which I have showed before. At this point, almost everyone, if you are a returning person, everyone knows about this book. It's one of my favorite books, but it's one of those very dark, depressing books. They have this, and then Flowers of Buffoonery, which is like a prequel, basically, almost. And then The Setting Sun, which is a completely different story. And then we have The Perfect World of Miwako Sumida. This is a great book. I don't want to read the description. It's pretty. It's depressing. Okay, it's depressing. We're not going to go into it, but either way, it's a great story. But if you don't want to read that, real dark, depressing stuff, read Whisper Down the Lane. It's still dark, because it has to do with like the whole ritual thing and stuff like that. So it's still dark, but it's like the psychological horror, suspense, thriller stuff. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all next time. Good night.